Dr. Adrian Hayes watched Kira analyze audio samples. Her long Serathi ears angled forward in concentration, and something in his chest ached. 8 months working together on the research vessel Meridian. 8 months of easy rapport and intellectual chemistry. 8 months of falling for someone he'd never intended to care about this deeply. She was brilliant, kind, funny in ways that caught him off guard. She made the isolation of deep space feel less like exile and more like home. The linguistics lab was quiet except for ambient hum. Kira was absorbed in her work, headphones on, reviewing frequency patterns. Adrian believed mistakenly that she wouldn't hear him. "I wish you were my wife," he whispered to the universe. Kira went absolutely still. Her ears swiveled toward him with precision. She'd heard every syllable. Adrian's blood went cold as she removed her headphones and turned to face him, her expression unreadable. "Kira, he started, scrambling for explanation, apology, anything. "My answer is yes." The lab fell silent except for equipment hum. "What?" "My answer is yes," Kira repeated, her voice steady but her ears trembling, Serathi expression of profound emotion. "You wished I were your wife. I'm saying yes to that wish." Adrian stared, trying to process. "Kira, I didn't mean, I wasn't asking, that was just an honest expression of what you want," Kira finished. "I know." I heard the intention behind the words. Serathi can detect emotional resonance in vocal patterns. "You meant it, Adrian, every word." She stepped closer. "And I've been waiting 8 months for you to say something." Adrian's brain stopped working entirely. "You've been waiting. You knew you could tell. Your heart rate changes when I enter a room. Your breathing shifts when we work close together. Your voice carries warmth when you speak to me that it doesn't have with others." Her ears angled forward, honesty, vulnerability. "I've known for months that you care for me. I've been hoping you'd find the courage to say something. I just didn't expect it to be a whisper you thought I wouldn't hear." Adrian sank into a chair, overwhelmed. "This is, Kira, you can't just, marriage isn't something you say yes to because someone whispered a wish. That's not how it works." "Then tell me how it works," Kira said, sitting across from him with genuine curiosity. "In human culture, you court someone," Adrian explained, hands shaking. "Date, spend time together romantically. Eventually, after months or years, if it works, one person proposes formally and the other accepts or declines. You don't just agree to marry someone because you overheard them expressing a feeling they didn't intend to share." "Why not?" Kira's question was sincere. "If I know you care for me and you know I care for you and we both want the same thing, why is the process more important than the outcome?" "Because it's terrifying," Adrian admitted. "Because we work together. Because you're Serathi and I'm human and there are 1,000 complications. Because what if I'm not what you think I am? What if this doesn't work? What if it does?" Kira interrupted gently. She reached across the space between them, offering her hand. "Adrian, my people don't approach partnership the way humans do. We listen to words, to intentions, to unguarded truths people reveal when they think no one is paying attention." Her ears rose, certainty. "I've been listening to you for 8 months. I know your kindness, your patience, your passion for understanding. I know how you treat colleagues with respect, how you light up discovering new linguistic patterns, how you make terrible coffee but share it anyway." She paused. "I know you wished I were your wife and I know you meant it. So yes, Adrian, my answer is yes. Now the question is, what's your answer to my yes?" Adrian looked at her offered hand, at her steady gaze, at 8 months of partnership that had become the most important relationship in his life. "I'm terrified," he said honestly. "Good," Kira replied. "So am I, but I'd rather be terrified together than safe and alone." Adrian took her hand. "Yes, my answer is yes too." Kira's ears trembled again, joy this time. "Then we have work to do. Human-Serathi marriages require cultural integration, planning, family notifications, station protocols." Kira: "Yes. Can we just sit here for a minute, before the complications, just sit here with the yes?" She smiled, a human gesture she'd learned from him. Yes, we can do that. They sat in the quiet lab, hands joined, having just committed to each other through an overheard whisper and an unexpected answer. It was terrifying and perfect and completely insane. It was exactly right. Captain Torres stared at them like they'd announced plans to spacewalk without suits. You're getting married, you and Dr. Hayes, after 8 months of working together. Yes, Captain, Kira said calmly. You realize there are protocols, disclosure forms. The Cultural Liaison Program has specific guidelines about personal relationships. Torres pulled up files, scanning rapidly. This is going to create paperwork nightmares. We're prepared to handle whatever administrative requirements, Adrian started. I don't care about the paperwork, Torres interrupted. I care that 2 of my best researchers just decided to complicate their working relationship mid-mission. What happens if this doesn't work out? If you break up? It won't fall apart, Kira said with quiet confidence. You're more optimistic than I am, Torres muttered, but she approved the disclosure forms. The crew's reaction was mixed. Some were delighted by the interspecies romance, others skeptical, placing bets on duration. A few openly judgmental. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, chief anthropologist, pulled Adrian aside. Are you sure? You and Kira have a great working relationship. Marriage changes things. Interspecies marriages have unique challenges, biological incompatibilities, cultural misunderstandings, family pressures. I know, Adrian said, but when I think about the future, she's in it. That's all I'm sure about, but it's enough. Yuki studied him. You really love her. Yeah, I really do. Then I'm happy for you, and terrified for you. But mostly happy. Kira faced similar conversations with the Serathi Cultural Exchange team. Her supervisor, Thessa, was particularly pointed. Human partnerships are notoriously unstable. High divorce rates, frequent turnover. Are you prepared? Adrian isn't a statistic, Kira responded. He's a specific person who treats me with respect, shares my interests, makes me laugh. Those things matter more than cultural averages. Your family will have opinions. They already do, Kira said. They had opinions when I joined the exchange program, when I left Serathi Prime, when I chose linguistics. I'm used to disappointing expectations. At least this time, I'm choosing something that makes me happy. Thessa's ears angled in what might have been approval. Then I wish you strength, you'll need it. They married quietly, in the Meridian's observation deck. The ceremony blended traditions, exchange of vows and harmonic tones, rings and braided cords representing intertwined futures. Adrian's vows were simple. I whispered a wish because I thought no one was listening. You heard me anyway, saw me anyway, chose me anyway. I promised to spend my life being worthy of that choice. Kira's vows, translated from Serathi. You revealed your heart in an unguarded moment, trusting the universe with your truth. I choose to safeguard that trust, honor that truth, build a life where you never regret the whisper I heard. They were married, bound by choice, partners in research and life. The months that followed were an adjustment. Converting quarters to shared space, learning each other's rhythms. Kira needed 10 hours of sleep to Adrian's 7. He needed background noise, she needed silence. They compromised, adapted, figured it out. Their research flourished. Understanding each other intimately enhanced their linguistic work. They published papers that reshaped xenolinguistic theory. But it wasn't always easy. They fought about research methodologies, cultural assumptions, whose turn to clean. Kira's exceptional hearing meant Adrian couldn't hide frustration. Adrian's emotional expression sometimes overwhelmed Kira's reserved approach. One difficult argument ended with Adrian saying, "Maybe everyone was right. Maybe this was too fast, too complicated." "Don't," Kira interrupted. "Don't let fear make you take back your wish." "I'm not taking it back. This is hard, Kira." "Yes," she agreed, "it is. But you know what I hear when we fight. Someone who cares enough to be honest, to work through difficulties rather than walk away. I hear partnership." She moved closer. "You whispered that you wished I were your wife. I am your wife. That means we figure this out together. Adrian pulled her close. I don't regret the whisper. I know, Kira said. I can hear it in your voice. Every time you say my name, every time you laugh, every time you're frustrated but stay anyway, I hear that you meant it. And I mean what I answered. When the Meridian completed its mission, they chose Concordia Station, neutral space, mixed species, where neither had to sacrifice culture. We're building something new, Kira observed in their new apartment. Not quite human, not quite Serathi, something that's specifically ours. Is that okay? Adrian asked. That we don't fit neatly into either culture. Kira's ears rose, joy, certainty. That's perfect. We started with a whispered wish that wasn't meant to be heard. Why should we fit conventional expectations now? They stood looking at distant stars, two people bound by an overheard wish and a choice to honor it. I love you, Adrian said now, no longer a whisper. I know, Kira replied. I can hear it, and I love you too. The wish became real because someone listened. The commitment became lasting because two people chose each other daily, consciously. Sometimes the most important words are the ones we whisper when we think no one is listening. Sometimes the bravest answer is simply, yes.